look comfortable, I see.
Looks like you found your ride.
Oh, thank you. I did, and this is actually one of the more reasonably, I use air quotes, priced cars here. Beautiful Chevy Camaro. What'd they say? It's worth like $51,700, but I'm surrounded by more than 400 cars, totaling probably, we're guesstimating about $20 million. That is insane. Also, by the way, it's super quiet at the car show. Nobody's here, so we get full range. I'm actually joined by, woo, that was a big slam there, Richard Neuendijk, who is the chairman of the auto show. Thanks for having us this morning.
Thank you for getting up this early with me.
Thank you.
This is a great place to be, right?
Yeah, and you're very dapper this morning in your pink and blue.
Oh, thank you. Well,
colors apparently in this year for clothing and for cars, you say?
Absolutely. So, you know, when we went through the big meltdown in 2008, 2009, cars got a little drab on the color, but they're clearly back now. Clearly back.
If you look talking specifically this one, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this car, to give you an idea for your viewers, this car's not quite available yet, but we were able to get Chevrolet to bring one down. This is the new Chevy Corvette. They transformed it to a rear engine car from a front engine car, so it's all new for a Corvette and fantastic. The early ratings by the companies that go out and test these things are really high on this car.
Now this one is behind bars, I see, so no touching, no manhandling of this vehicle.
Yeah, it's not quite like being in prison or anything, but we don't want you in there is what it amounts to. So, but it's beautiful. You can come by and see it. They also will have product consultants who will spend the time. They'll explain the Corvette along with any of the other 400 cars that are under this roof. They'll talk to you about the car, how they work, what the features are, why you want those features, or why you might not want those features. And you can compare the one you like here with maybe the other one you were thinking about just down the way, again with a product consultant who can help you with that. Then if you think, you know, I might even want to drive one of these. We have over 100 cars that you can take out on a test drive on the streets of San Diego today.
Oh, get out. That's awesome. Now, somebody will go with them, and you probably have to sign a waiver so you don't steal that bad boy, I'm guessing.
Well, we don't talk a lot about the waiver. Yes, you're going to sign. But you'll get to drive. Someone will be with you, you know, which is important in a new car also. You want to make sure that you understand the technology because technology has come so far with the car industry in the last 25 years. I hate to admit I've been in it longer than that. So when I first started, you could get a car that was just what we called a key and a heater. Yeah. No more.
Not so
right?
much.
So now there's so much electronics. The beginnings of automated driving are everywhere on the floor. From the beginning cars to the high end, there's all this autonomous driving coming to us. So truly the day's going to come when you can get in and the car will drive you to work.
Perfect. And so you guys are going to be here throughout the weekend. Sunday, by the way, is Family Day, so this is a biggie sponsored by CW. Possibly you'll have Spider-Man, I hear, hanging from the rooftops, maybe?
I'm really working on trying to get him to do a little of that hanging from the rooftops. I think if I can get that accomplished, there are going to be a lot of people down here, right?
Yeah, I agree. All right, we will have more from the San Diego International Auto Show coming up throughout the morning, so stick with us.
Some fancy cars out there. 400 too. Everything from minivans to Corvettes to, you know, you name it. They've got it all. The fancy ones too.
Jenny, I know you're conscious about gas mileage and with the car that you drive, so you'll have to show us which ones have like the best gas mileage coming out.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of EVs there too. I'm excited to see.
We will do that.
Right, Jenny,
thanks, Jenny.
And cue the sexy music and the drooling. We're at the San Diego Auto Show. There is $1 million under this hood. Check out the Shelby. We'll have more.
Did they really let you near $1 million car?
They did. So I had to like ask specifically, am I allowed to touch? Because I'm a toucher and I just, you know, I don't want to get fired or anything like that. But I'm surrounded by like $20 million worth of cars. Top of the 6 o'clock, I showed you the Shelby, which is worth about $1 million smackaroos. I want to show you this awesome 2024 Shelby GT500. This is a prototype. Now this one worth about, I'm going to say $74,000. Pretty snazzy. But if you guys really want to see something pretty groundbreaking, I want to show you this. Now, this is not the Mustang that you're used to, that your mama is used to. Richard is going to tell us about this. This is a prototype as well that's supposed to be coming out later this year, right?
Yeah, this is a Mach-E Mustang. So you've given kids quite a history lesson this morning, right? We've taken them from the original Shelby Cobras to the current Shelby Cobra and now to the Mustang that doesn't look like a Mustang anymore, but Same performance, essentially, between that car, and this one has no gasoline engine. So how about that?
That is amazing. So the Cobra that we just saw, 0 to 60 in about
3-ish seconds.
And the same thing for this one, except it looks like you can, you know, load a couple kids in there, huh?
You could put a couple of kids, some soccer gear in the back. It's everything you want it to be both fast and practical.
Now, this is something we haven't seen before with the Mustang brand, because obviously we're used to the two-door, the performance cars, and this is more, I don't know, kind of seems like a family vehicle. You think people are going to accept this?
I think they will, and it's actually, I mean, there's been a little controversy over this. Mustang is a very famous nameplate for Ford, right? So now we're going to take a two-door car, put 4 doors on it, take the beautiful muscle car out of the Mustang and put in this, I don't know how we're going to call that, a muscle
Well, it's still muscle, right? Because it's got the power behind it, but you just got to like put the kids in the seatbelts, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to strap them in either car, but you got to strap them in just as much in this one with the electric power.
So now if people come to the car show, they can obviously check this out, but this is something that's not for sale until later this year. Do we know, can we project about how much it's going to cost?
I have no idea what it's going to cost, but it's going to be priced efficiently. They're not going to put this car out, mass produce it, and then have a car that's too expensive for families to afford, in addition to the fact that you're friendly to the environment, right? So you're going to run this on electric power and not gas power.
Now, obviously, we've been showing you some of the real fancy cars here. There are some that are really good on gas mileage. A great place to check out maybe your next car purchase. Car shows running through the weekend, plus Sunday is Family Day, so you guys can check that out, sponsored by the CW. We'll be live here throughout the morning. So if you have any requests on cars you want to see, you guys let me know, okay?
Okay, I have to be honest here. I really want to see like the latest and greatest in mom cars. Like, show me inside that minivan.
Rev up those minivans.
Cars. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where's the mom car?
This is one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them. That's true. Depends on what kind of mom you are.
This is a mom car. It's got 4 doors and a hatchback. How much more do you need?
You can put all their hockey gear in there.
It's too nice for kids.
We have a lot of great mom cars. Honestly, the new Kias, Hyundais, Hondas,
She goes,
Toyotas.
it's too nice for kids.
Does it come with someone who vacuums everything?
We're just gonna get you.
Wait a minute.
We're gonna get you the stain resistant seat covers.
Yeah, you just have to get the protection package for the inside of the fabric and the leather seats and all that kind of stuff, so that you don't do undue wear and tear.
You're a good salesman.
Well, I do what I can.
Back to you guys.
I think he sold a car a time or two.
Yeah.
And from cars from before you were born to cars you may never seen, we're live at the San Diego International Auto Show. Stay with us.
Letting you test drive those $1 million cars, are they?
No, not yet. Maybe they will let me test drive a $1 million car. What do you think, Richard?
Great idea. I think we should get right on that before anyone gets here to stop us, right?
Is that sarcasm? I can't tell.
No. I'm
Okay, go
completely.
Quick. Get the waiver.
I'll get the keys. Don't worry. I'll get the keys.
So we are at the O'Gara Coach Exotics Vault. I feel like this is why everybody comes to the car show. It's the stuff that you can't afford, you can't really touch. You just have to look from afar. Walk us through all these beautiful, beautiful cars.
So this is actually the area where we establish our dreams for the future, right? So
my vision board is made here.
Here's a beautiful Aston Martin. We've got a whole row of Aston Martins here. Then we go to the right from there and pick up the Lamborghinis.
Ooh, fancy.
All in bright, shiny colors. Rolls Royces behind them, Bentleys, and of course, what kind of a car show would we have if we didn't have convertible drop-top Bentleys, SUV Bentleys, and then, of course, McLarens. So we've got everything back here. Depending on exactly what your dream is, we can help you fulfill it here at the San Diego International Auto Show.
And we said earlier in the show that colors are back. So I see the bright yellow, the orange. You know, do people actually buy? I mean, if you're going to spend money for a McLaren, you might as well get a bright orange one, right?
I would say. I mean, why wouldn't you? I kind of think that car says, look at me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I feel like all of these cars say, please look at me and my giant bank account. So there's a cool exhibit here. It's Ford versus Ferrari, too, which is kind of neat, the little rivalry there.
Yeah, well, you know, that's an old-time rivalry brought to you by cars that are right here on the showroom floor. You can see GT40, Shelby Cobras, Ferraris, all down the line. And then we have a lot of fancy cars here that people actually own. These are their own personal cars that they spend the time polishing and keeping perfect. You know, not the kind of car like mine where the Target shopping cart whacked it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bring mine here. But these are beautiful cars, all well maintained, and all available, again, with people who will tell you about the car, right? So even here in the Exotics Vault, you can come down, they'll explain to you how many horsepower, how fast it is, all those kinds of things.
Now, for people who haven't been to the San Diego International Auto Show, what can they expect? Because, you know, you guys are going to be here through the weekend. Sunday, I know, is Family Day.
So it's a lot to take in, right? So you've been here with me this morning, and we're covering 500,000 square feet, 500,000, 400 cars, 100 cars that you can drive, electric vehicles that you can drive, and then there's Camp Jeep. I know we're going to get to that before
later.
We're done, but Camp Jeep. And family, we're building up, right? Every day is a little bit closer, and then Family Day is where everything busts loose. Face painting, Spider-Man, and kids under 12 for free.
Okay, how are you going to do that when there's like $1 million Shelby down there? You're going to have little kids walking around touching it?
Oh, no, we're going to have them driving it. No.
No, what do you do? Do you like put them on a little leash, make sure they don't touch the cars?
You would be amazed what great parents are in San Diego. They take such good care of their children, so we don't have those kinds of problems here. But, you know, it is important that we're respectful of the owners of the cars, but it's most important that you come down with your family, have a great time at the 2020 San Diego International Auto Show.
Where can people go for tickets, more information?
SDauto.com is the best place to go. It's the easiest. You buy online, you walk right in the door, we scan it, and in you are.
So I think the best thing here we learned is bring your kids, let them jump in the cars. Just don't jump on top of the cars, I think. That's
They didn't
a
say
big
you
no-no.
couldn't do that.
Well, I can't condone the jumping
There
in
might
the
be some
cars,
small
but you can get
fine
in and
print
out
here.
of the cars.
Yeah. Richard brought
And
that
also,
McLaren to the
as I toss back to you, yeah, we had the McLaren at
Yeah.
the studio, and he did say that I can drive one of these bad boys. He said it. We're going to rewind that tape.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
it's
just saying.
it's live on air. We've got documentation of that.
I did see him crossing both fingers behind his back, just so you know.
He did. He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
you
those
go
are
on ahead.
beautiful cars out there.
Don't drive it, Jenny. We don't have a big enough insurance
No, no,
policy
no.
here.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
lot
I'm
of
a
fun.
bad
I can't
driver.
wait to take the family.
I'm just going to steal this right off the car. And Antique Autos, like another man's wife, look and admire, but do not touch. You can look, do not touch. We're live at the San Diego International Auto Show. It is really cool, and you know, if you do come on down, you'll be able to test drive. But what I'm really excited about, we've been showing you all these glitzy, flashy, very expensive cars, but I want to show you something practical. This is for people with certain abilities, physical challenges. I'm at the Mobility Zone. This is actually presented by Golden Boy Mobility, and what they do is they outfit these cars, whether it's your existing car or a new car, to help people with certain abilities. I've got Sean behind me, but I do want to show you this seat here because this was created for someone who's a paraplegic to be able to get in and out of the car. You can see me kind of using these buttons to scooch in, and so this way, someone with certain different physical challenges is still able to drive. And Sean was telling me this amazing story that how they helped outfit a car for someone who thought she could never drive again, and then she got behind the wheel, and what happened?
So she came here yesterday, and she has a spinal cord injury that's degenerative, and so she stopped driving a year ago. She got in this transfer seat, turned forward, and looked at the driving controls, and just sat there and gripped the wheel and said, "Oh my God, I could drive again." And so being able to provide somebody that opportunity is such a cool experience, and be able to do that. The independence and freedom that you get from being able to drive, people don't realize until you lose that.
Now, how does this work, the Golden Boy Mobility? I mean, does someone come with you with just an existing car? Do you personalize this to their needs?
Either way, so what happens is they meet with a mobility specialist. We sit down, we understand what their needs are, we look at what types of vehicles they're interested in, and we figure out a way to make that work and fit that together.
Now, we're going to walk on over because I know we have a really cool Jeep, and this has an awesome story as well, because while we walk over there, you can kind of tell me kind of a love story that resulted in something good.
It really was. So one of our customers was a tow truck driver over 20 years ago, met this damsel in distress on the side of the road in a Jeep who broke down. They started talking and found out that he was a Jeep lover too. Fast forward 20 years later, they're still married, and just an awesome couple. Well, during that time, he got paralyzed, and so one of his dreams was to get back out and do things and be able to Jeep with his wife again. So he came to us and said, can we find a way to make it work? And there's nothing on the market that's set up for this Jeep. So as you can see, we're customizing this Jeep to be able to help him get in or out. So as you look and see here, we're mocking up a transfer seat so he can transfer from his wheelchair into this. This is going to raise up so he can slide over onto the seat, and we've installed hand controls on here. This is the accelerator, and this is the brake for him to be able to drive.
So tell me more about, we're going to wrap it up and go towards the Paralyzed Veterans of America. You guys work closely with certain organizations.
We do, and so the hard thing for us is being able to have to know that we have to take money to do what we do. And it is expensive, and there really isn't a lot of funding that's out there. So we work with so many great organizations that help provide things to people with disabilities, one of which the Paralyzed Veterans Association. And if you can see these cars, you're wondering why are there race cars here? Well, they've got an adaptive sports driving program. And so what we've done is we've put hand controls in these cars, and veterans that have been injured can go out and actually race these cars and do that and get out there and get back to doing what they love to do.
And that is, I mean, and this is one of the reasons for the car show here, because, you know, there are many of us with different abilities and challenges, and we want, you know, they want to be racing their cars and be in these Jeeps and everything. So what you guys are doing is pretty fabulous. So you guys, if you come out to the auto show, you'll be able to check out the mobility zone. It's kind of right towards, I would say, in the back part here, but it's a very large area, so you can check that out. And we're still going to be live here throughout the show, so stick around. And we're revving up at Camp Jeep. Next up, we're taking you off-roading in a Jeep. Those are my favorite cars, FYI. So I'm actually inside of a, what, Gladiator Rubicon? Am I saying it? Yeah, Gary knows the stuff about the Jeeps. I just drive them. Very cool. This is a brand new Jeep that's coming out later this year, right, Gary?
That's correct. Well, it's come out already, September.
Okay, well, in September, there you go. So we're going to do a little bit of off-roading in the Jeep, because that's what Jeeps are known for. Oh my gosh, do you see the person in front of us there? Is this what we're doing? Okay, here we go. All right, Gary, so what is this car known for? How can it handle all this stuff?
Jeeps have been known for traction since 1941. There's nothing better. Everybody wants to be better than a Jeep.
I wish you guys could feel how awesome this is. So back in the day, I had what, the Jeep Liberty. That's not so much an off-roading vehicle, but the Gladiator for sure.
Rated though. So.
Oh, the Liberty is trail rated. There you go. I did not know that. No. Oh, so I feel like this is probably not. It's frowned upon to drive up on steps. I mean, where would one use this, Gary?
Well, in Moab, there's steps like this on the trail.
There you go.
So this is the experience of off-roading. So this is what it feels like.
I think our photographer Rachel, she does tend to get a little motion sickness, so I'm sending her. Are you okay, Rachel? You need a barf bag?
Good.
Okay.
As we go over this breakover ramp, all 4 tires stay down on the ramp.
Okay.
The Gladiator and Wrangler are the only vehicles in the world that can do this because they have straight axles front and rear.
Straight axles front and rear.
Tires can move more than any other vehicle made.
So would you say there are any other comparable off-roaders out there?
No.
No, okay. So I think we're going to keep, oh, now we're going up on the traction, Gary.
35-degree angle. Same as the first hill on most roller coasters.
Oh, gosh, oh, my God.
You're supposed to put your hands up.
You didn't warn me. All right, I think we have to toss it back into the studio. But this is, can we just keep going on this over and over?
Uh-oh, watch out.
Rachel, are you all right?
I know. People don't want to hear ladies scream this early in the morning, but that was fun, huh? Yeah, Rach?
That looks fun.
Okay.
Now, this is a 25-degree angle to the side.
25-degree
Okay,
angle.
that's pretty, yeah, that's
All
pretty
right.
steep.
Jeep says you can safely go up to 30 degrees.
Oh, okay. This is all. You didn't really warn us about this, Gary. We're getting really up close and comfortable. Okay. All right, back to you.
Real bumpy
Checking
here
the
you
shocks on it, too.
It's very
Hang on.
bumpy.
Hang on.
Wow. That's what's so cool about the auto show. It's not just,
seatbelt on.
not just
want a Jeep.
looking at cars.
I
You can
love
actually test drive them
Jeeps.
and go on these types of things, too.
You could go down there and you too can get car sick.
Yeah,
Okay, Gary.
exactly. Just bring that brown bag. Thanks.
Good morning. All morning long, they're like, don't touch, don't touch. And then I meet Angela over at Nissan. She's like, oh, you can touch. You can go inside of it. Angela, yes. Okay, so this is what? The Nissan Sentra?
That's right. This is the new redesigned 2020 Nissan Sentra that's coming out at the end of this month.
Ooh, this is, oh, you can like smell the, is this okay that I'm doing this? I don't want to like, you know, get in trouble because this is live. Come closer to me, Angela. Tell me more about the features here.
Yeah, so this is our compact sedan, and it's one of our top 5 sellers in our entire lineup. So while other manufacturers might be moving away from sedans, Nissan's focusing on it. We're calling it our sedan story, and this is our last sedan to be completely redesigned. So it's super affordable. It's under $20,000 starting at.
Oh, that's fairly, I mean, compared to some of these cars out here that are, you know, $1 million bucks, that's pretty affordable.
Yeah, under 20, fully loaded for probably going to be under 25. There's 3 different trim levels, and what's great about the Sentra this year is a lot of our safety features are actually standard. So we call it our Safety Shield 360 technology. So it's our 6 active safety features that are front, side, and rear of the vehicle.
So our photographer Rachel's kind of focusing in on that camera, but we're making our way over to one of the electric cars that you have. This is the Leaf, correct?
Yep, this is the 100% all-electric Nissan Leaf, so zero emission, no tailpipe, no gas, no oil changes. It's actually the best-selling all-electric in the world.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, the car's been out since 2010 as a 2011 model. So Nissan's been doing this for a long time, and this is the redesign that came out a few years ago. And we also introduced this one, which is called the Leaf Plus. So it's a larger battery. It's a 62 kilowatt-hour battery with a 226-mile range per charge.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how would you compare that to a drive? 226 miles, that's a pretty decent amount of...
Yeah, I mean, the average American drives about 30 miles a day.
Okay.
So really, like, if you're just driving to and from work every day, to and from school, or just around town, you might only need to charge it like once a week.
Okay, and how many cars is Nissan showcasing here today? So if someone comes out to the auto show, what can they expect?
Almost our entire lineup is here. So they can see everything, all our cars, trucks, and SUVs, our electric, our sports cars. We also have a ride and drive going on every day outside. We're also doing a military appreciation, so people can show their military ID at a Nissan dealership, and they'll give them some free tickets while supplies last. And of course, there's also always a military discount.
And that's awesome. You know, all morning long we've been showcasing, well, first of all, we have Nissan. We showcased the mobility area too for people with certain physical abilities or disabilities. So there's a little bit of something here for everyone. We've got the lowriders, the flashy cars. We saw that Shelby that was, what, $1 million. The auto show, by the way, is running through the weekend. Sunday is Family Day, sponsored by the CW. I hear, you know, some superheroes are going to be here, Spider-Man as well. Perhaps we'll see some puppies, so lots to check out at the auto show. Hopefully you guys will make it out here this weekend.
Looks like a great time.
Yeah, and on Sunday, the tickets are already reasonable there, but for 12 and under, it's free with a paying adult. I mean, so that's a great experience for the entire family to go down there and hang out, Jenny.
And although there's lots of no touching signs, kids are still allowed in here, so feel free to make it family friendly.
Yeah, Spider-Man's going to be out there. That's going to be cool.
It's going to be a great weekend. Jenny, thank you.